Street and Greenway under the bridge, how you wish that you had the things that you have today. And she's absolutely right. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's people out there right now that wish they had the things that we have that we get ungrateful for. So those are just things that I have to remind myself of.
Yeah, absolutely. And and I've lived with women too, and every one of them has gotten on my nerves. So
Right.
I can only imagine a house full of them. That would be horrible. That might be my worst
Yeah.
nightmare.
A bunch of women saying I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, so all right, and it's crazy. You're the first female guest that we've had on the
What?
podcast.
What?
What are the main differences that you've seen in recovery between the men and the women? I feel it probably is harder for a woman to get sober because you know what I'm saying? Like, there's things she can do that she would never run out of drugs, and I feel like maybe there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always someone out there willing to enable
Right.
them, and that makes it really hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. What are the main differences that you've seen, and how have you been able to kind of be able to avoid some of the pitfalls of that?
So, I mean, that's a really good question. I think every both sexes are going to have different things that are going to be easier and harder for them to get sober. I mean, I think when it comes to, for instance, getting your kids back, I think people are more likely to side with the mother than the father, without hearing both sides of the story. So I think, that's not in my case, obviously, but I think sometimes guys get a worse rap when it comes to both parents leave the kids or, lose their kids. I think guys get a worse rap than girls do. So I think it's harder for guys to go on that journey to being single dads and getting their kids back, than it is for girls. But at the same time, I think you're right. It is harder for girls to get sober because I know for me, I was in a relationship for 5 years and all I had to do was nag him or throw a fit or, make him feel guilty. And I got what I wanted. I got my drugs, I got my money, I got whatever I needed from him. And I think that's for a lot of girls, that's their story is they're able to use, their looks or their talents of making, others feel guilty or, whatever they need to, it's easier for them to guilt trip people into getting what they want. And where I think society thinks that guys should be out there working and taking care of their families and taking care of themselves. So I think there's, pluses and minuses to both sexes when it comes to getting sober and using.